Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Denise Jaffe here on behalf of Infusion for Health. Well, welcome back again. How are you?
Great, thank you for having me.
Now, the last time we had you on, we did talk a lot about what Infusion for Health is, as well as what are some of your services. So to remind everybody, just before we get into that, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a nurse practitioner and I'm a VP of clinical operations. So, I just, deal with all the clinical aspects of the infusion therapy at all of our centers.
And you're a nurse practitioner, so what does that entail? I mean, how does that go beyond just being an RN?
So for nurse practitioners, we supervise the centers where our license allows us to prescribe, and we oversee, administrative and also any emergencies that could happen with an infusion. So, all our nurse practitioners and our registered nurses are ACLS certified. Okay. So that means we do have a high level, a license to manage infusion reactions. So.
Okay. Yeah, I would imagine people would be concerned about that, especially when they have to continue their care month after month
Yes.
to make sure that somebody can help manage that. And you do that as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All our, we hold mock drills every 6 months, so our focus is patient-centered focus, but also safety.
Okay,
that's our
perfect.
number one thing.
Now, Infusion for Health is located right here in Laguna Hills, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that's one of our centers.
Right, and you've opened up a couple more.
Yes, we've opened 2 more centers. Well, one is going to be La Jolla,
Okay.
and then the last one, well, not the last one, but the couple months we're going to be opening in Temecula.
Okay. All right, good. And then you staff each one of those locations with individual nurses and nurse practitioners.
Yes.
Do you ever have to travel from one to the other, or are they pretty much like someone's going to come in and see the same person?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yes.
That's good.
In fact, our nurses established a very good rapport and relationship with our patients.
That's great. That's great. Now, again, you guys are infusion therapy for what different types of issues?
So we do IV therapy and also injections. So we manage multiple chronic diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, Crohn's disease, which is also, encompasses ulcerative colitis, osteoporosis, dementia, Alzheimer's,
Okay.
Iron deficiency disorder, asthma. So pretty much we take care of a lot of different illnesses.
And then biologics, what is that?
So biologic therapy is targeted therapy. So if you think of it, in easier terms, is specific therapy for that disease process. So for example, if it's rheumatoid arthritis, the medication that you receive targets those inflammatory markers for rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay.
So it's very specific, key targeted therapy.
So when someone is diagnosed with a particular condition in which you guys treat, do they get a referral from their physician to you guys, or how does that work?
Well, there's several ways. Patients can call us and ask us if we give their type of treatment that they're receiving somewhere else. Their provider can call in a prescription, or they can send it in electronically. We also have a portal online that their physician could log into and submit the order that way. Okay. And also electronically. So there's many, many different options.
What's the normal protocol if someone doesn't know about you? Where would they go? A hospital? If someone doesn't know about your facility, where do they normally go to get these types of treatments?
Yes, they would go to a hospital or an infusion center connected to a hospital, or maybe another physician's office that is run like an infusion center.
Oh, I see.
But we are like a doctor's office, so we are a separate entity, and there is a big cost savings for that.
In what way? Tell me how that works.
So we're about 30 to 35% less than the hospital-based infusion.
Wow.
And so that's less for the patients. So 100% covered by Medicare. And for other carriers, we do all the paperwork ahead of time. And you know exactly if you do have to pay, you know before your appointment if you have to pay.
Oh, that's great. So generally somebody, if they wanted to come see you, they would call ahead, and then they would provide whatever insurance carrier they are, and then you call in and find out what it is?
Yes,
okay.
We would call into the benefits and figure out if there's a cost, if anything.
Okay,
yes.
Excellent,
yeah.
Excellent. And then one thing we didn't touch on in regards to biologics is that they're naturally derived. What does that mean?
Well, you know, they're tailored, so they're made, you know, in a lab, but they're specific. So, for example, osteoporosis, so the medication for that will specifically block the receptors for breaking down bone.
Okay.
So they're keyed in to do that specific thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So, like
Yeah.
you said, it's a targeted treatment.
Yeah.
You know, there had been discussions about, you know, breast cancer and just cancers in general, that now they're calling it precision medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of giving a cocktail, they're now giving a specific solution just for what they have. So that's kind of like what you're talking about.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. Excellent. And then what else can you tell me a little bit about what you guys have? What are some of the treatments, well, like some of the costs? I know you said are covered by Medicare, but you did say that they're 30 to 40% less. How are you able to provide something like that at such a discount?
Yes. Good question. So we bill under medical benefit. So it's much different than a pharmacy benefit. So what the term people often hear is donut hole. So we avoid that altogether. So that's the pharmacy benefit, Part D. So we don't bill under that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your medical benefit, and that's what the cost savings is. So
Okay.
in fact, yeah,
it's always the coding.
it is the coding and the billing. So that's a whole separate process
Okay.
that we manage.
And then upon someone coming to visit you, walk me through the visit. I mean, of course, it varies depending on whatever their circumstance is, but nonetheless, what would the visit be like?
So from the referral, we gather all the information that we need for that chart. We run the benefits, and we get patients in right away. Mm-hmm. So typically it could be within a few days if it's an urgent, or that week we can get patients approved and their appointment made. We do virtual visits for complex infusions.
Okay.
So our nurse practitioner, they'll be arranged for a telehealth visit. And from that telehealth visit, we'll do a lot of teaching and explaining their infusion, making the patient feel as comfortable as possible, answering all those difficult questions in their own home so that there's no time limit to it.
Right.
So that when they come in, they're more secure, they know where they're going, where they're parking, and they come into the infusion center and they're offered a private room and warm blanket and snacks. Mm-hmm. And great treatment.
Well, it's good, you know, for something that might be scary for some people, especially when it's their first time and they've never had to do it. It sounds like you really do a good job of kind of walking them through and holding their hand through the process so they do feel comfortable. And then each time they come, it'll be just like sort of a home away from home situation.
Yes.
Okay, great. Anything else that I might have forgotten?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, I do have a story.
Okay.
I always like to tell a story. So going back on to the cost savings, I had a patient call me on the phone because he just couldn't believe that we weren't going to charge upfront for his medications for Crohn's disease, because he couldn't afford the specialty pharmacy and having the home delivered, giving his own injections. He was telling me it was costing about $5,000 a month.
Gosh.
So I assured him, when you come in, you're going to be fine. You're not going to have to pay a penny. He did not believe me. We went back and forth on the phone. We spoke for probably 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. He finally did end up coming in. Okay. Still didn't believe me. Refused to sign the form saying that he'll be responsible for the cost, but those are just general forms. But he ended up getting the bill, $0, and was shocked. He was really, really quite surprised. And he thanked me, and he told all his friends about us. So,
well, that is quite a cost savings, and if you can help everybody, alleviate some of those savings, and that's an awesome situation, especially now going forward into the new year. Well, thank you so much. It was very nice to talk to you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. If you have any questions about what we've just discussed, you can go onto their website, which is Infusion for Health, and we'll be right back.